Fall is officially here in the Poconos. Hi everyone, it's Jim Hamill with the 22nd episode of the second season of Pocono Mountains podcast. Summer may be in the rear view, but we have a lot of great autumn activities in store. Some are spooky, some have some vibrantly colored foliage viewscapes. And of course, one of my favorites, the Pocono Beverage Trail. There is a pretty big event this time of year, though, every year for the past 5 years that has significant meaning for our 4-county region. Pick Up the Poconos Day. Hundreds of volunteers turn out across the Poconos each year to help pick up litter on area roads and in public spaces. So far, since 2018, the last Saturday in September has led to thousands of bags of litter taken off the roads. And there's a grassroots organization that's been spearheading efforts of its own all these years to adopt sections of highways and clean up. And we couldn't be more Pocono proud. More on Keep Hawley Honesdale Beautiful in just a bit. The Poconos is a year-round destination for millions, and with 2,400 square miles of mountains, forests, rivers, and lakes, with iconic family resorts and historic downtowns, it's the perfect getaway. You can always find out more on PoconoMountains.com or watch PTN, the Pocono Television Network, streaming live 24/7. That's at PoconoTelevision.com. Thanks for listening to Pocono Mountains Podcast. We'll have a new episode each week highlighting lots of the fun things you can experience while you're visiting the Poconos. Subscribe to Pocono Mountains Podcast and leave a review and or comment on whatever platform you listen. Now back to the episode. PTN has featured Keep Hawley Honesdale Beautiful over the years as it has grown and grown in adopted highway miles and taken countless bags of litter off the streets. Here's a recent chat I had with the guy behind the effort, Michael Coppola. Enjoy. Hey, it's Jim Hamill with Pocono Television Network, sitting here at the Lake Wallenpaupack Visitor Center on a rainy afternoon with none other than Keep Hawley Honesdale Beautiful's Michael Coppola. Michael, thank you for joining Pocono Mountains Podcast. How are you today?
I'm doing well, James. Yourself?
I'm doing well, my friend. I know that we go back a few years now, too, from the standpoint of kind of running in the same circles, a lot of different events that you're involved with. But really tell us, your day-to-day job. You are an English teacher.
I am an English teacher, yes, at East Stroudsburg North High School in Bushkill.
Nice.
And that takes up a lot of my time. But I have plenty of time for Keep Hawley Honesdale Beautiful.
It would seem you have more time than there are hours in a day, because really it was, out of all the people who've contributed, you were the catalyst to get this off the ground originally. Tell me, it was a few years back that you realized somebody's got to do something about the amount of litter showing up on area roadways, and you started doing it yourself with a motley crew, didn't you?
Yeah, I was tired of looking at it, driving home from work every day, and waiting for somebody to do something. And that's when I decided I'll take it on myself. I'll start with 2 miles back in 2017, April of 2017, Earth Day. And I did about only a half a mile because nobody showed up to help. So I did 16 bags and a half a mile on Route 6, just outside of Hawley. And from there I decided I had to start to recruit people to adopt highways. This way I could get more accomplished, than just by myself.
And look at 2022, you have how many miles of roadway adopted throughout Pike and Wayne counties?
We now have 78 miles of adopted roads throughout Pike and Wayne counties. Most of those are with PennDOT, and we have 2 adoptions through Keep Pennsylvania Beautiful.
That's amazing, because you do it not without, like a lot of volunteers. That's clearly, what makes it possible. But 2, it's not like you're, taking, a salary for this. Like you're working day to day to kind of, especially in the early stages, bootstrap together what you could for supplies and everything else to kind of get the word out even.
Yeah, we wish we were paid per bag. Right. we could all retire.
Yeah.
The hardest part is really trying to get the public out to help. Right now, most of the time, we only have the adopters themselves and maybe some immediate family helping them out, but we really wish that more people from the community would come out to help us. And there's plenty of opportunity. different events, and we try to post the events as much as we can. If people want to be on an email list, or we put them on an email list, but still, it's just so difficult to get people to come out. But that's where we really need the help.
And we've seen the same thing too. Our mission at the Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau has dovetailed with yours too, trying to grow this, group of volunteers throughout the 4-county region. You're more highly focused on 2 counties of those 4. But to get volunteers out there, at least for the springtime and the fall time, we have the one coming up here. It would be, 18, 19, 20, 5th annual Pick Up the Poconos Day at the end of September. But you guys, also have that need to have bodies show up time and time again. So it's like, what do you think is the right makeup of the person who will come out and help? Because of course it's not for everybody. There's a lot of rough terrain. There's a lot of time commitment and everything.
Right. Yeah, you definitely need to be in somewhat a decent shape. You don't need to be an athlete. You don't need to be working out at the gym all the time, but you do need to be a little nimble, getting over guide rails, jumping out of the way of oncoming vehicles. That hopefully will never happen.
That's very dangerous.
But it is. The cars, the motorists need to be a little more wary of us, a little more cautious as they pass us. But you have to be careful. You're going down some embankments or up embankments. There's berms. There's all kinds of obstacles that you have to be careful of. But most people can handle it.
Yeah. And you guys, when you look at the great good that you do, I mean, imagine if you hadn't gone out all those hours in the bad weather, good weather, hot weather, windy weather. If you hadn't gone out and hadn't made that impact, think about the amount of trash that would just be sitting there.
I do think of that. We're somewhere in the 3,000 to 4,000 bags of garbage and all kinds of tons of debris. And I do think, would somebody else have stepped up to initiate this movement, or would it have just be... Because there are sections, if you drive different areas of Pennsylvania or anywhere in the country, you do come across stretches of highly trashed roadways, rivers, etc. So I always think of that, would this just keep piling up, or would something have happened by now? So 4,000 bags of trash on our roads right now. It would be quite unsightly.
Yeah, it would, man. I mean, we're indebted to you and all the the network of volunteers that you've kind of brought to the table over these years. You were just awarded, through Downtown Hawley Partnership with an award for all that you've done. Does it feel like it's the job is ever done though? I'm sure it's like a thankless job in some way, shape, or form.
It feels thankless at times, and it gets quite disheartening when we go out there and we clean up a stretch of road, and then the next day or within a few days we see fresh garbage out there. It does get a little discouraging at times, but we all have to just keep fighting the good fight. We have to maintain it. We have to, and I think that we try to make it fun, and the people, it really is a good feeling when you do it. That's the thing that people have to realize. Nobody wants to go out there and pick up other people's trash. But when you do go out and do it, and you see the impact that you've made, it's a really positive feeling, a great energy. And anybody that has done it will tell you that. It's a really good feeling afterwards.
What do you need to, what's your mindset? What do you need to have with you when you go out and do this? Because, for anybody who's maybe wanted to go out on their own, right, and do this, of course, safety is a concern, equipment and, insect repellent and just the whole 9 yards, water too, just stay hydrated.
Yeah, the most important thing is probably signage. Road signs that alert motorists that you are up ahead somewhere, a litter crew, slow down, anything of that nature. Yet reflective wear, reflective clothing, reflective vests. Yes, sunblock on the sunny hot days, water on the hot days. But more than anything, you need bodies.
Yeah.
Because it's overwhelming sometimes at how much garbage there might be in a section. And if you're alone with nobody to, it's a little overwhelming. So other people helping you out makes you feel better. Misery loves company type of thing. People, safety, alerting motorists that are oncoming, that you're there. and camaraderie,
Yeah.
and have fun with it.
That is true, because you can pull out some pretty wild stuff, I'm sure, out of the
Yeah.
out of the woods or out of the the berms of the road. I mean,
Yeah.
anything that sticks out to you as one of the weirdest.
I don't know if I want to talk about some of those things. I'm trying to get people to join.
It's not safe for work. It's not. Yeah, of course not. Yeah.
Bags of loaded diapers. Yeah, that's
Oh.
probably the worst thing I've ever pulled out. And dead deer carcasses.
Yeah.
And bags and weird things like that you come across every now and then. That's not
Right,
the average
right.
cans, cups,
Yeah.
bags.
A lot of liquor bottles, right? Like all those
Lot of
many.
liquor. That's worrisome.
Because
Oh, yeah.
we've been doing it too, as long as you have, and in a lot of the same stretches too. So it's something that's not unique to each area. It's pretty much the same everywhere. Are the empty beer cans, bottles, liquor bottles, and just even fast food containers too.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yep. We all know where they're coming from. Yeah. It's the same. What's scary though is that these people are drinking and driving.
Yeah.
Not drinking before they drive, drinking while they drive, and then
Discarding the evidence, so to speak.
so
Yeah.
it's we just keep. I always say we're good people picking up what the bad people are throwing down.
That's a great mentality, and I know you got to get back out there to help clean up, the next stretch of road. You guys have your inaugural, or not inaugural, but your annual, fall cleanup weekend at the end of September here. Springtime around Earth Day, you still look for people.
Right.
People can find you online on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and certainly if they want to get into the cause, it's a worthy cause, right? Because we live in such an amazing area with so many beautiful natural resources and views, but this is really one thing that detracts from that. If there's anything more than that, I can't think of anything else that detracts from that.
And our cleanups run 2 months. We start on September 24th, and we run till Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And even after that, we keep going out. And if we see a section of a badly trashed roadway, we go back out. Last year we did one on New Year's Day. We did a cleanup on
Happy
New
New
Year's
Year.
Day. So it's all year round. It's not just one weekend or one day. We just keep going back, and everybody does it. Every group within KHHB does it when it's convenient for them. So,
well, that's the nice thing then too. We do set aside, a day where we kind of like bring out people for Pick Up the Poconos Day, but of course to have the flexibility too, and have your own ownership of a stretch of road too, is like, wow, my name's on that sign. I got to hold up to my end of the bargain kind of thing,
that's the mentality.
Yeah.
Be accountable.
And just and again, before we wrap up the podcast, tell me then, because you probably have a lot of gratitude for all the organizations or anybody else who've supported you, in getting this going. You couldn't do it alone. It's the volunteers, and it's potentially the mom and pops who are seeing benefit in either giving of their time or of some kind of support through dollars and cents.
Right. No, we have great community support. There's too many to name.
Yeah.
I might miss a few, but I want to throw a few names out there.
Sure.
East Shore Lodging has been wonderful to us. Honesdale Loft, Woodlock Pines, and in memory of Jake's Pack.
Yep.
Yeah, Jake's Pack. So I know I'm going to miss a bunch, but there's too many to name.
Right.
But those are just some of the ones that in recent memory. But yeah, with the support of the community, we're able to provide supplies, safety equipment, T-shirts, and ways of getting the message out as well. So yeah, we're so appreciative of them. Without them, and of course the volunteers who have adopted the highways. That's the most important thing right now. So that's first.
You've built quite the network. If we ever have to call ourselves into some kind of bigger calling, you're going to have quite the posse rolling into battle somewhere. But this is battle enough out there on the roads. Michael Coppola of Keep Hawley Honesdale Beautiful, thank you for joining us on Pocono Mountains Podcast. We not only appreciate you joining us here, but for each and every piece of litter, each and every bag that you pick up, you and your motley crew.
All right. My pleasure.
Thanks Mike.
James.
Good stuff.
Keep Hawley Honesdale Beautiful, living up to its name. Our appreciation to Mike and the entire crew who have been volunteering their time to make the Poconos clean and green.
Sometimes my dad and me go on four-wheeler rides, and and we see tons of trash.
It's a little upsetting that, people are out there throwing things out the car window.
We have to be nice to our earth. The earth might break a little bit.
I'm thinking, why are we doing this? This is the only planet we have. We can't go to a different planet.
Pollution, yeah, that's all us. So if we made a problem with the earth, we gotta fix it, right?
We're back. Thanks for listening to Pocono Mountains Podcast. I'm Jim Hamill. The Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau is proud to work with various organizations to tackle the litter problem. And for a few years now, a partnership between the Waste Authority, Street to Feet, and the United Way has helped homeless individuals or those at risk of being homeless have day-wage jobs to help pick up the Poconos. Brianna had that story in 2021.
Homelessness and trash are two really big issues in the Poconos. There's a unique and innovative program solving those issues, and it's back up and running again after taking a little break because of COVID.
It's like a life-changing experience for me.
3 days a week, Colleen Thomas goes to work, picking up trash throughout Monroe County.
It's my community, and it gives me something to do.
After each shift, she goes back home to either a shelter or a tent in the woods.
It's very difficult.
Colleen is part of Pocono Community Caring Company, or Pocono 3C. The program employs homeless and at-risk homeless individuals to clean litter from side and main roads. Officer Cruz is always there, keeping them safe from traffic.
He takes his job very, very seriously when it comes to safety. But he's also a very good person, understands their situation.
Employees receive a $50 Visa gift card at the end of each shift.
We can buy food, some of us buy clothes.
Pocono 3C is a partnership between Street to Feet, the Municipal Waste Management Authority, and the Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau. Since the program launched in June 2019, 221 employees have removed nearly 5,500 bags of trash from 250 miles of roadway.
We have various volunteer programs. This program has outproduced any other program that I've been involved in a lot of years. These people are so motivated to give back to the community. They're so motivated to feel good about themselves, and they feel great about what they do. They outpick every program 10 to 1. The results are incredible.
Most homeless individuals don't have an ID, address, or bank account, and some have minor criminal records. Because of these obstacles, they struggle finding work. That's why Pocono 3C is an important stepping stone, helping participants build experience and resume material.
Your heart just, I've cried over this program. It's been so good. So, it's very emotional.
Because of Pocono 3C and her hard work, Colleen has saved up enough money to get her own apartment. Many of her co-workers have had similar success stories, securing homes and full-time employment.
But a lot of us work hard, and we save up what we get from this, or we save up money, and we get out of here.
Making a difference with litter and lives. For Pocono Television Network, I'm Brianna Strunk.
Pocono Community Caring Company, or Pocono 3C, plus Keep Hawley Honesdale Beautiful. Just some of the amazing efforts we have in the Poconos to make our region as special as it is today and in the future. Head to pickupthepoconos.com to learn more. Thank you, everyone, for listening to Pocono Mountains Podcast. Please remember to subscribe and come visit us right here in the Pocono Mountains. Plan your trip today.